Hi, Alan. So today I just wanted to express to you how many calls I get from parents about carers payments. So as parents, we're always making sure that our children have full access to entitlements. So my question today is more about what entitlements are there for the parents?
Yeah, I suppose the two main entitlements for parents is the carers allowance and carers benefit. So they're the kind of payments that if you want to reduce your hours at work or if you want to become a full-time care, they're the two things you can apply for. Now, to apply for probably the first thing you need to really have is your domiciliary or your child needs to have disability allowance. And that kind of meets the kind of medical criteria then once you have that. And then depending on which payment you go then, depends what other kind of criteria you need to meet.
Okay, so can you explain what carers benefit is?
Yeah, carers benefit is a non-means tested payment. Sorry, meaning that you don't need to produce a financial statement. So it's nothing to do with your family finances. It's all to do with your PR side contributions. So if you're working away, you're paying PR side contribution, then that PR side contribution allows you then to take carers benefit and receive around 220 a week, plus a small increase if you have a family, other children and stuff. And as you said, based on your PRSI, unfortunately, we have some families who are, we say, directors or self-employed. They pay different PRSI and the department don't recognize that type of PRSI. It's more kind of employees. So again, you send off the application, you can work actually, or you can study up to about 18.5 hours a week as well, and still get the carers benefit. A lot of families just stop work, that kind of way. So it's really up to your situation. But the only thing just to watch when you are claiming the carers benefit and working is that you aren't over the 18.5 hours and your weekly income from your employment isn't over 332. But as I said, pretty much that doesn't happen to too many families. Generally when they reduce their hours, their income would drop to less than that as well.
So, Alan, is there a downside to carers benefit?
I suppose the big downside to carers benefit is this whole 104 weeks. And what I mean by that is you can only get carers benefit for a maximum of 104 weeks. Now, you don't need to take it in one straight run, in the sense one straight 2 years. You can take it in blocks of time. So you can maybe take it over, like, we often talk to families and I'd be encouraging to hold carers benefit for maybe, we say, school holidays, or there may be a planned operation coming down the road. So again, but once you take your 104 weeks, pretty much that's the end. You can never take carers benefit at any point in the future. The only thing you can do is your spouse or your partner, they too can, if they qualify under the PR side, they too can take 104 weeks themselves. Now, you can't pass it on to them. It's not like a tax credit. It's they then can reduce their hours or stop work, and they can also at a different time take 104 weeks. But that's a big downside to carers benefit. It's this 104 week scenario.
Okay, so what would the difference then be between that and carers allowance?
Yeah, the carers allowance is the means tested one. So now you have to produce a financial statement. Now they want to know everything. They want to know what salary, what income coming in. Do you have assets? Do you have savings? Do you have money? Do you have equity? Do you have a second property? The only thing they don't really take into consideration is the family home. They keep that out of the equation. And also we say for couples, if you have savings or any assets under 40,000, they also can ignore that. But everything over and above that then starts to come into this calculation. And it's a tight enough calculation. It's like for a single person, it's about 332, 34 a week. And for a couple, it's about 663 a week. And what I mean by that is we say if your income or your combined income as a family is over that, then there's a sliding scale. They take a little bit off your carers benefit. And then it comes to a stage where, I give you a rough number, as a couple, if you earn over 1,000 a week as a joint kind of income, then they'll actually stop. They'll kind of reject your application because they believe then that you earn actually too much, which is a bit of a joke, okay. But anyway, that's it.
And does the department review carers allowance then on a regular basis? Or?
Yeah, the rule actually, interesting enough, is that anytime there's a change in your circumstances, so if you get assets or inherit money, or if you increase your wages or get a pay rise, then again, you're meant to inform any changes to your circumstances that obviously impact your application. And on the other side, then what they do as well is they take reviews of carers allowance. So what they're trying to do is check to see, are you still entitled? So they'll do kind of reviews, and what you'll find is you'll get a letter out in the post. We have lots of families who ring when they get the letter. It's quite stressful. It's an awful situation to be in. Obviously, parents are kind of just hanging in there, trying their best that side, and they're getting letters in asking for lots of different information to see whether or not they will be still entitled to keep their carers allowance. And the thing about carers allowance, not only do you get your carers allowance payment, but you also get additional things such as the benefit package and the travel pass as well. And the beauty about carers allowance, you can get it for many years. It's not this 104 weeks. So it's a great payment if you can get it. But as I said, it is reviewed, and that comes back to the situation. It makes it difficult for everybody. It's very hard to say for the future because, as we said, carers allowance, all those types of things are means tested as well.
So is there going to be any changes now to carers allowance in 2022?
Yeah, we have some positive news. It's like positive news. In January 2022, the budget announced that they're now going to increase the carers allowance and carers benefit by €5 a week. And there's a slight increase as well for the size of your family, meaning if you have dependent children as well, there'll be a slight increase in that. So a little bit up, nothing of any kind of substance on that side of it. But I think the thing that I'm more encouraged on is that in June of 2022, they've now announced that the means testing for carers is going to be slightly more generous. What I mean here is that it's going to go up to 350 for a single application. In couples, it's going to go up to 750, meaning that your salary up to 750 will be exempt. Savings over 50,000, will start coming into calculation. So it just makes it a bit better for parents out there. So we're encouraged parents, if you're on one of those unfortunate people who got reviewed or you sent off an application and was turned down because you earned too much, now is the time to double check it. And your best place to check it is by going to Citizens Information. They have the calculators there. You can ring them up, give them your information, your bank statements, your kind of like wage slips. They're on our side. Don't worry about it. Give them all the information. And that should then allow you to make sure, what's the next step for you. That should help on that side.
And Alan, do you feel there's anything else parents should know?
No, really. Well, there's lots of other kind of entitlements. Remember, we have all the booklets and stuff. So if you need anything, I suppose the only thing I would say to parents, think twice. I know, like I see it from a financial perspective, when parents take carers leave and they stop work or become full-time carers, I know a lot of time, and I know it's not a choice, this kind of way, but it has a huge impact on the finances for that family going forward. And I've seen a lot of cases parents don't even realize the pensions, you lose out an awful lot when you reduce, or as I said, necessity may mean that you have to do it for a period of time, or you might have to do it for, the rest of your life, that type of. So again, just have a think about it before you do it.
Yeah, I still believe that carers allowance should not be means tested because, as you just said, it is not a choice. But it is necessary to take on that role of a carer. But that's for another day.
Exactly. Anyway. All right.
Thanks, Alan, for that.
No problem. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.